Howdy, howdy, howdy. This is Phil Tingley, day 63, 90-day video challenge. Um, Today, let's review the mind hacking thing real quick. Day 4 of mind hacking is basically spending some time to turn off notifications, email, get rid of email list subscription or unsubscribe from email list subscriptions, which that'll be a lifetime thing right there. Um, Getting rid of digital distractions, basically spending anywhere from like 15 minutes up to an hour. Recommend no more than an hour, because then you're kind of wasting more time trying to gain time than you'll actually really be gaining. So that's the gist for day 4 of the mind hacking, which I know I've heard. I know I've heard the same thing from Jack Canfield in the Success Principles, if I remember correctly. Spending a little bit of time each day trying to get rid of distractions that keep popping up. So that plays along with the previous day, day 3, where you're trying to keep track of how many distractions or how many times you get distracted. So that's the thing for day 4. Looking forward to tomorrow. I don't remember what it is for the Entrepalooza event that we got coming up. I know I still got to go back and listen to the additional video that was hopefully uploaded for Tuesday, since I forgot to look up his name again. The trainer, or the coach for the coaches and coach for Jeff, since he had some technical difficulties and wasn't able to be on the call very much that day. That he was going to make another video and upload, talking about the points that he had. But the enrollment thing is a good thing to keep in mind. You know, check out your enrollment level in everything you do, and try to determine what other people around you are enrolled in, whether it's your idea, your life, family, friends, or just at work itself. And so you can see where things are, and you know how to gauge people and know what you can count on. Like I said, level 1 is basically not committed, have no interest, doesn't care at all about whatever it is. Level 7 is someone who's totally dedicated and is going to see that project, that idea, the thing continue even when you're not around, you're not in it, or you may not be there anymore. So those are the things to keep in mind on that. And then really liking the Gary John Bishop. There you go. Now I remember his name. Looked it up so many times. Finally repeated it into my head before I could finally remember it. Gary John Bishop. Stop doing that shit. End yourself sabotage. So has some good points in there. Basically has the 3 saboteurs: yourself, other people, and how you view life, how you view other people, and how you view life, and how they come together and create your point of experience, and that you basically are always operating from that point of experience. As after once you become, I don't remember if he said exact age range, but basically once you got through your adolescence, teenage years, early adulthood, you basically form your point of experience, and that's where you run your life from, and you keep constantly going back to that point of experience, that past. Everything's built off of your past, and the whole point is that even though you try new things, you are always pursuing to be better at something. you tend to eventually sabotage yourself and end up back where you were. And it's very, it's very hard or very difficult to get beyond what you were and achieve a new self. And I'm almost done with it. I'm gonna go back and listen to it again, and or do the actual reading of it, to really get it to sink in. But much of it is, a lot of it is kind of things we've heard before, just in a little bit different format and more direct, pointing at, you are who you are from what you have been and the things that you've experienced, things that have happened to you, and you can't just escape. You can't just will yourself or think yourself, okay, Archie. You just can't think yourself out of that event, because your thought processes is what has created you, and you trying to think beyond what you are is very hard to do. I'm trying to remember exactly what it is, but it's basically you just have to. And I heard a similar thing from Chris Celeste at one point, one day. Okay, Archie, stop. He, I think this was before he got involved with Entre, or very shortly thereafter, before he started working with Todd anyway. Oh, sorry about that. My camera's down there. Yeah. Okay. Where he was driving along and just realized suddenly, I can't really not be who I am by thinking that I can get better from who I've been. And I'm trying to remember exactly how I phrased it, but I'm just going to paraphrase it, my own kind of words, and a little bit from John Gary Bishop here. Or was it Gary John Bishop? Might be John Gary. One of those three words. Can't remember which order they're in. I know Bishop was the last name. So you basically just have to just decide you're a new person and not focus on what you've been and trying to get beyond what you've been. Gary John Bishop basically puts it as one of the things he kind of references, like Star Trek, back when, Star Trek first came out, that they predicted all these things in the future, but they didn't really predict it. They just made a future, and then we caught up with it. So, like Star Trek basically predicted GPS and communication devices and tablets and, cell phones and things like that. It's not that they predicted these things were going to be around, or that we were going to make them. They just created a future, imagined a future, and then people saw it and said, "Oh yeah, that would be something awesome. That would be awesome to have a computer that you could hold in your hand instead of these big clunky things that we had back in the day. Back in the day of when Star Trek first came out in the '60s." And so our reality caught up basically with our imagination, and that's what we need to do, is not focus on how to get better from whom we are, but just picture who you want to be and then go to that point, which, like I said, you've probably heard many times before, just a different perspective on how to hear it, and more down to earth and a little bit more Scottish. So if you like the Scottish accent, then listen to Gary John Bishop. John Gary Bishop. One of the two, I'll get it straight. I think that's about it, really. I'll cut it short there. It's already hit the 10 minutes. Try not to be too long on these things. That one video I did that was like 35 minutes. I'm sure somebody's going, "Oh my God, can this guy stop?" I was talking about technology, most likely, because that's usually what will get me going. So anyway, love you guys. Thank you for listening. Tune in next time, which will be tomorrow. And keep feeling tingly. Take care.